Hi everybody, Dumelang, ko gae, naai le kae, ke teng. Thank you for joining me today. Lebitso la ka ke Mfundisi Phil, and I love the Lord. That is a good place to start. I think I absolutely love the Lord. I'm heels over head, head over heels. Which one is it? Head over heels in love with the Lord. Yes, yes, Koa. Head over heels in love with the Lord. Um, I love the Lord. I believe Hore Modimo wants us to move from a place where we not only revere Him as Lord and God, and there's a sense of fear and to a place where we just passionately love Him and we cry before Him and we laugh before Him and we open up to the Lord, especially as young people. As a young person, I understand some of the challenges that we come across, the daily difficulties, and go ba tough at times. But I want you to know that Modimo understands what you're going through, and God understands the challenges that you're going through, and God has a plan. God has a plan, and His plan will come to completion. The book of Philippians said, He who started a good thing in us will bring that good thing to completion. So God who has started something awesome in you will bring His work to completion. And at times when you don't even think, you don't even believe, you're not even aware of what God is doing. But then again, we understand because no mind has conceived, no ear has heard, right? What the Lord or the plans of God for those that love Him. If we say His plans are higher than our plans, His mind is higher than our minds, as far as the heavens are from the earth, so are God's thoughts. Yo, that's deep. So in simple terms, and He has a plan for you, and He has a plan for me. I'll throw 2 verses quickly to get you through the day. The first one from the book of Psalms 37. No, do not fret because of those who are evil, or be envious of those who do wrong, for like grass they will soon wither, like green plant they will soon die away. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land, enjoy safe pasture. Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Commit yourselves to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will do this. He will make your righteousness reward shine like dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Contrary to what a lot of people say, we are living in a time and age more batobaringi nagwai thing. I hear this a lot, and I think context is very important. When we talk about preaching to people, I think nagwai thing, we need to do our best to reach out to people and to reach out to somebody like yourself, you do not know Christ as Lord and God, and tell you and that He has a plan for you and that He is with you. However, when it comes to many other issues, there's ample time. I said this to someone the last time Unisa during the exams. I said, I think I have time. And this person looked at me, like, time? You don't have time. And and I think that's the challenge. I honestly think that we have time for some things, right? And my point of reference is God's word. If you read about Sarah, and listen, we're at a place more to baring, we're Christians, but a lot of these lessons are addressed in the Bible. The issue of time, that God can do all things, uh, these issues are addressed, thoroughly addressed in the Bible. You read about Sarah, who was 90 years old, and the angel of the Lord appeared to Abraham, and Abraham, I think, was 98 or 99, 98, I think, when the angels appeared to him. And they said, next year, this time, Sarah will have a son. Sarah laughs because Sarah is old, and Sarah says, will I now experience this pleasure of giving birth? My breasts, will they actually give milk to a baby? Can they even produce milk? I'm past menopause. Abraham, his body is just dead. And we learn from that lesson that Mudimu gave Sarah a child. And it was not only Sarah. You read about Zechariah the priest. You read about Hannah. the wife of Elkanah, right? Do you remember her? You read about all these other examples, and they're well past childbearing age, or ababelegi, Peninnah, Elkanah's wife, because Elkanah was married to two women. Now we live bana wa baya, and Babeleri atoshara Hannah, because Hannah was barren, and it was very painful for Hannah. Modimo does something awesome, ka Hannah, and Hannah gives birth to a son named Samuel, who ministered before the Lord. Remember Samuel, the one who anointed Saul. Samuel, the one who anointed David. David, who's David? King of Kings, right? Right from him comes Jesus. David, do you remember him? It was Samuel who anointed him. Samuel, the son of Hannah. Son who was barren. And I think Rachel and Rebecca, also the wives of Isaac and Jacob, were barren at some point. But Mudimo almost gives this lesson that he can do all things, right? This morning, the book of Psalms 37, we need to take delight in the Lord, and we will enjoy safe pasture. You need not panic when you see people succeed. Don't worry. Don't panic. He who begin a good work in you will bring his good work in you to completion. We're living in an age and time we choose, we cherry pick lessons more by willing. If there's a lesson that's suitable for me, get like and try and cooperate that with the world. But you need to understand Orlensela Mutimo is the truth. John will elaborate that word is truth. And you find out the world and Nswela Mutimo, they go two separate ways. Christ said the same thing. Remember when he was about to go to the Passover, his brother said, no, show yourself. You're a miracle worker. Show yourself so that people can see the miracles that you perform. And Christ said, the world has nothing against you, because you're not coming against the world and saying it bluntly, or what the world is doing is evil, right? So we're living in a time and age where everything that we do is contrary to God's word. And God's word is regarded as old, as not relevant, not moving with the times, Neanderthal, and all the fancy terms that they use. Just to wrap my lesson for today, rejoice yourself in the Lord. Verse 37, chapter 37, Psalms. Do not fret because of those who are evil, or be envious of those who do wrong, for like grass they will soon wither, like green plants they will soon die away. Trust in the Lord and do good, dwell in the land, enjoy safe pasture. Take delight in the Lord, and know this, that he has begun a good work in you, and that he will bring it to completion. 430 years when Israel were slaves in Egypt, and that was a very long time. Can you imagine? People were born and died, and God's plan still came to pass. Today you're 30, you're 35, and things are very difficult. You've given up on your dreams. You're 40 years old. The dreams of becoming an attorney and a doctor and making it in life, you've totally given up. Gave Sarah a son and only 90 years. And when Sarah loves, God says to Sarah, why are you laughing, Sarah? Is there anything impossible with me, Kilimudimu? And Sarah, she says, no, I did not laugh. And God said, you did laugh. Mudimoro Matlankela wants us to know what he can still do it. The dreams that you had when you were young, the dreams that you had when you were born, the dreams that you are now letting go of because of circumstances, and you're now learning to adapt. You must still saying, I can revive you. It I will give you back the years that the locusts have eaten away. The years that you have wasted, Mudimo says, I can still give them back to you. Marnen, what is the prerequisite? Well, at the book of First John, we must first acknowledge that we are sinners. We must first acknowledge what we have fallen. If we refuse to accept that, we make him out to be a liar. We must first acknowledge. Wait about a state, but denial. A lot of us are in denial. We must first acknowledge that we cannot make it on our own, that life is too difficult, that it is impossible to live without him. And then you come to him, you open your heart, you acknowledge this, and you confess what you are a sinner, le gore o tshepela mo morweng wa gage o rošotse mo koteng ya sefapano, because that's the whole point. You cannot have, these are the basic terms and conditions that Modimo has laid before us. He gives you life, he gives you food, the sun and everything, and he says to you, now rebel interaction, you must first accept that I sent my son. Go to that one, non-negotiable. First accept that I sent my son to die for you on the cross of Calvary. Believe in his blood that was shed, and now will have life and will have union together. So don't panic. Don't worry. Now I'm trying to bring everything together. Don't worry. Rejoice yourself in the Lord and know that you have time. You have time for everything that you've always wanted to achieve. God will bring it to completion. Don't panic. Very little when wicked people are succeeding and they're buying cars and they're buying houses. Don't panic. Soon they will wither away like grass, like flowers when the sun comes out. Very little, the Lord shall resent them. Like mist. They will vanish. Poof. Gone. Mara irwena, rejoice yourself in the Lord. And rejoice yourself in the Lord and give yourselves to him and allow him to lead you. He will lead us to safe pastures. He will lead us to greener pastures. The same way he led Israel out of Egypt, he will lead us to the promised land. Why? Because his word is faithful. Why? Because he never fails. Why? Because he is Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Why? Because he is the perfecter of our faith. Why? Because he is the Lord. So thank you for taking time. I know I said I'd generally take 5 minutes, but it just went on and on and on. Psalms 37. Take time your while if you want to read about Hannah. You can read the book of what book is that talks about Hannah? The First Samuel. Hannah, who was barren. You can read Genesis. It talks about Sarah, the wife of Abraham, who also barren. You can read about Zechariah, if it's Matthew or Mark, Luke, John. Yeah, those epistles talk about the life of Christ, then you get those lessons as well. Thank you for joining us. Tomorrow we have you another message. Go out there, know that God is on your side. Skawara is still an intern at 35 years old. Don't worry. Sarah gave birth to a son at 90 years. So what? So what? You're going to do it. Thank you.